Was the Manson trial filmed?
No cameras in the courtroom. Not till OJ. Yeah, no. But the courtroom artists were there every day, and they were all acting up. Manson carved an X on his forehead. The girls did it the next day. They shaved their heads. Manson lunged at the judge at one point with a pen to try to stab him.
Have you seen all of the unedited Manson interviews? Tom Snyder, Geraldo.
No, I mean, maybe the first year I watched a bunch of them, because I interviewed him and I needed to see,
How did you interview him? I don't know this.
again, one of the most frustrating parts of all this. So I reached out to, he has a handler outside of, he's dead.
Ever.
And he had a follower named Grey Wolf who was outside the prison walls. And he would follow Manson because he went through like 3 or 4 different prisons. And he would handle all of Manson's correspondence, money.
So he would go to the visiting hours and...
Yeah, and share information.
I see.
He was like his manager.
Right.
And for years. So in 2000, when I got the assignment, I knew I had to interview him. And I found out that was the way he had to go through Graybeard. So I actually wrote Manson a letter.
Would the prison tell you have to go through Graybeard?
No. I'm revising that. I didn't know that. I sent a letter to Manson.
Yeah.
Manson gave it to Graybeard, or maybe Graybeard got it first, and he contacted me. And he wanted money, and I said, I can't pay a subject, but, I've got a lot of new information, and I tantalized him with some stuff. Nothing that exonerated Manson, but also implicated. So he got curious. He persuaded Manson to do it. He goes, but the thing is, you can't see him in person because he's in the hole. He's in solitary because he always gets in trouble. So when you're in the hole, you're allowed out like 1 night a week to make phone calls. So they set it up for me to talk to him on the phone. Now, I knew that just seeing those interviews you talked about, Tom Snyder, Geraldo, however many, even face to face, it's hard to get him to stay straight and answer. But I thought on the phone it's going to be impossible, but I got to try. So I had 3 phone calls with him, and he played the same games he did with them. I think the first or second call, I got angry at him. He had a guy inside called Pincushion, who was his inside shadow guy, who protected him, and he was called Pincushion because he was stabbed so many times. So Manson would get upset with me. Pincushion would grab the phone and say, you can't talk to the old man like that, O'Neill. You can't. You're pissing him off. Show some respect. I said, I'm just asking him questions. So at one point, Grey Wolf said to me, in between some of these calls when Manson stopped talking to me, he said, you got to understand why he's so pissed. And I said, I'm not asking anything that implicates him. I'm just asking him about Melcher and stuff like that. So he goes, here, listen to the audio of him talking to me about you. So Grey Wolf would always be patched into our calls. So Manson's inside, I'm outside, Grey Wolf's outside. And after I got off, Manson was complaining to him about me. But when he talked to Grey Wolf, he's like, this O'Neill guy, I can tell he's really done his research and his reporting, but I don't want to talk about A, B, or... And I said, Wolf, he sounds like he could be a paralegal, or he sounds coherent. Why don't I get that Charlie? I get crazy Charlie. And you're just showing him now he's playing a part. He's not. And Wolf's like, I shouldn't have played you that tape. But anyway.
That's amazing.
I got one more call with him, and then I didn't get anything I thought that was usable. And then about 7 or 8 years later, I'd gone on a road trip for 8 months where I fleshed out a lot of Manson family members who had never been approached before. I think maybe 8 or 9. And I think only 1 or 2 talked to me. The others chased me off their properties, threatened me. Manson found out I was doing that. And I came back from that trip and I called Grey Wolf and I said, Grey, I'd love to get another shot at Charlie. And he called back and he left a message on my answering machine. He goes, oh, Tom, I can arrange that. He goes, the old man, he liked you in the end. And the good news is you can come see him because he's not in the hole.
Wow.
But then an hour later, I get another message from Wolf saying, never call me again. He goes, you have no idea how pissed off the old man. So he had reached out to Charlie.
Yeah.
They canceled it.